What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Dissect That Film, where we dissect your favorite films, film franchises, and TV. Today, on episode 51 of the podcast, we are sitting down to talk about the Lego Batman movie. Oh, man. I can't wait to talk about it. I am your host, Brett Parker. Joining me, as always, is the wonderful Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. Hey! It really hasn't been that long, but it feels like we haven't done this in a long time.
I was having a Groundhog Day moment. I was like, 51 again?
Again, I know. Oh, sorry, everybody. There was going to be a 51 that wasn't this, but somebody didn't hit record.
No. I was making fun of you about that. I just thought it was like...
It's okay. I'll make fun of myself for it. It's just...
fair play.
That's how it works. So today we're talking about the Lego Batman movie, which is a very just huge departure from the last... How many Batman movies have we talked about? 7 so far before this one. It's a huge departure, let's just say. Even when you think of, I mean, I think the closest this goes to is probably Batman and Robin, but this in my opinion, surpasses Batman and Robin with just how good it is.
Yes.
But as we do, we go around the room and we talk about what we thought of the movie, and then we break it down into, its release date and all the cast and all that. And then we do the plot. Just so for anybody who forgot, since we've been gone for so long.
No, absolutely. I had a reminder, refreshers.
Yeah. Some people, 2 weeks. I mean, that's like, that's a long time for some people.
No, good God, yeah. 20 minutes is a long time for me.
I was like, my wife tells me to do something, I forget in 5 minutes. I mean,
that's me. Like,
sometimes he can't even remember after I've told him. Like, what did I say? I don't remember.
All right. Well, let's start off over with DNA Gaming as we always do. So you guys get to rock, paper, scissors for whoever gets to go first and talk about this movie.
All right, you ready?
All right, for visual.
Wait, hold on.
For all of our audio listeners,
right?
They're doing rock, paper, scissors real quick.
All right,
See who's going to start this off.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn. No. Sit, paper, cover, scissors.
Yes.
That's how it works.
How do I always lose this game? Scissors cuts rock. Dude.
Oh, all right.
Laser.
Start her
I
off.
thought it was good.
How are you going? I lost.
I win. I get to go first.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
She made the rules.
I win. I get to go first.
She made the rules.
Yeah. It's the coin flip where you get to pick whether you go first or last if you win.
Yeah, that's fair. Like football.
Same thing.
You can kick or receive. I get it.
Yeah. I love the little Easter eggs that they put in here. The little things that I'm like, ooh, I know this because I've watched all the Batmans. And I'm like,
that actually does help that we've seen all the other Batman movies. It really does.
It does.
So good.
The fact that I know certain things about Batman that helped. But yeah, I laughed a lot. I fell asleep, but that's par for the course for me in movies. Not that I didn't enjoy the movie. I was just tired. Sunday evening laziness. I'm sorry.
Angela, you don't have to say you fell asleep during the movie, because some people are going to be like, did she actually watch any of the movies that they reviewed?
I do. I do.
Dan?
I like this movie. It was pretty entertaining. I liked it. I thought the references, like you said, were... Thank you. The references were really good. I like some of the deep cuts they had in there with like Catman, Condiment Man, all that fun stuff. Oliver Queen was in it, so I was really, really happy with that. Well, he didn't say anything. He was in the background, but he was there. That's all that matters.
And for anyone who doesn't know who Oliver Queen is, he is Green Arrow.
Yes, he is. He is the Green Arrow, not when other people... I don't... Yeah, his son took up the mantle for a while. But anyway, he's the Green Arrow. So anyway, I like it. I thought it was an enjoyable movie. I don't think this is going to be super high on my list because some of the I'm Batman stuff got really tiring for me after a while. Like it was funny, but I'm like that's this movie. If you guys do not know, this movie is an I'm Batman joke. That's it. Like that is the whole movie.
100%.
Yeah.
This is Batman ego turned to 1,000, which you never get in any Batman comics or films other
Yeah.
than the Lego movie and this movie.
Yeah, it's literally a meme. Like, it's taking the meme and cranking it to 11, and that's the
Yeah.
whole and there's times it works, it really works, and it's humorous, but then there's other times it's just, like, literally beating a dead horse, like, "Yeah, we've heard it. We got
Yeah.
it. We got it."
That's literally, I feel, the whole point of the movie is just showing that, like, Batman is all about himself.
Yeah.
He's just it is just taking that trope of Batman being a loner and doing everything on his own and just being like, "Yeah, let's make this extreme. Let's just make Batman
Oh,
such a
yeah, yeah.
tool bag."
Oh,
Like,
god.
because Batman isn't that. Batman isn't the guy who puts himself out there all the time. He's the guy who does things in the shadow and then disappears, and people are like,
Yeah,
"I think
yeah.
Batman did that." Like,
Yeah,
he's not.
absolutely.
He's
It
nothing like this, but it's still so funny. But yeah, it does get old, when this is almost 2 hours long and you're like, "Okay, Jesus,
Yeah, oh, yeah, like
let's relax, pump the
yeah.
brakes here."
But I thought the casting was good. I felt all the cast, I don't there weren't anybody, like, major reprising their roles that I know of outside, was it Will Arnett? Is that
Will
who
Arnett was
did
the
that?
voice of Batman, yep.
Yeah, I thought he did a good job.
She was Catwoman, though.
Yeah, I know, we're
Was
gonna
Zoe
get to
Kravitz
that.
in it?
Yeah, we're gonna
Ah,
get to
okay.
that. Yeah. I thought
That's
that was
good,
really
that's
funny,
good.
and there's another, casting, which was hilarious, especially since there was a role in this movie that is played by that person in real life, but we'll talk about that too.
I
I
think I
thought
know what you're
that
talking
was
about, but I
more
won't say
funny
it.
than
It was the one that you made mention.
oh, so funny.
Too bad he only had, like, 3 lines in the whole damn movie. I'm like, "Come on!" Where were something happens later, and why were there not more Superman villains?
'Cause Superman
I
sucks.
Well, yeah, kinda, but
I still wanna know why
All
some
the
of the
Superman
villains are
fans are
in
like,
it.
"Fuck this show." Yes,
no,
I
well
don't like Superman. I think he's such a lame fucking character, but I
well, see,
digress.
but that's the problem is because this whole industry is literally built on his back.
Yeah.
And while we call him, like, the prototypical superhero, like, he is the reason modern superheroes
Yeah.
exist, like,
Oh, I know.
period. So I get it. So I cut Soup some slack, but as far as the superhero, he's far from my favorite. But I meant just because of how the story plays out,
Yeah.
I'm just surprised there's not more Superman villains there. But the villains they do pull up are random as shit and hilarious.
I
So
mean, I think the funniest thing is they talk about Zod so much in this movie, and you see him for maybe 10 seconds.
yeah,
Yeah.
and not where you'd think you should see
And you're
him
like,
later in the movie. You're like,
"Wait a second."
yeah.
Feel
But
like
yeah,
we're
it's good though.
yeah.
The long and short of it is it's good.
Yes.
I had a blast watching this movie. I could have watched another hour of it. It was just so funny. It's such a meta movie,
Oh
like,
yeah.
where there's so many this is as a huge Batman fan, just seeing all of the references to pretty much every Batman movie that's ever been made, even the comics, the old
Oh yeah.
serial movies from the 40s, like, it's just so funny.
I love all
The
his various costumes,
Yeah,
the deep cuts. Yeah.
I think my biggest the biggest negative for this movie, I think, though, is Batman himself. Like, I love I think Will Arnett's funny, dude. But the fact
Mhm.
that the way he creates this Batman and the way this Batman is just like it's so far off from what Batman truly is.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought his role in the Lego movie was funny, and I was like, okay, this is a cool a weird spin to this character. Which we have to also put into effect. It's a Lego. Like it's
Yeah.
it's a toy.
Yeah.
And he's putting his own little spin on it. He's making fun of certain things like the voice. You
Yeah.
clearly his
Yeah.
voice is making fun of the voice Christian Bale uses for Batman in the Dark Knight trilogy. And also Zach Galifianakis is the Joker. Not ideal for me. Just not it. Just wasn't
No.
it. I needed somebody just a little
No.
bit different with a little bit more of a unique voice. I think the
He
Joker
he did
deserves that, and it's just Zach Galifianakis' voice coming out of the Joker, and I was like, I'm not a huge fan of this.
Yeah.
he just felt like a very passable, like, just somebody doing the Joker. Like,
Yeah,
this
exactly.
is somebody doing the Joker, like, or their interpretation of the Joker. Yeah, nothing
Yeah.
real noteworthy, but it was all right.
I mean, the fact that the whole point of this is just the fact of the Joker getting Batman's attention and having Batman admit that the Joker is his greatest adversary is hilarious.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't care about you. You're nothing to me. You just suck. And it's just like, oh. So literally everything he does is just to get Batman's attention. Be like, yeah, you see, I am the best. I am. If it wasn't for me, you'd be nothing. Because it pretty much throws all the other Batman villains to the side. It's just like, they're all trash. They suck.
Yeah. Every one of them but the Joker.
Yeah. We have Condiment King here. No one likes him.
No,
Shoots ketchup and mustard at people.
Condiment King is where it's at, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, the cast, so many funny moments. I love the voice, the cast of this movie. Yeah, Michael Cera playing Dick Grayson. You have Rosario Dawson playing Barbara Gordon. You have Ray Fiennes playing Alfred, but also Voldemort's in this movie, who he plays in real life. And it's like, what the hell is happening?
Please tell. I'm assuming he actually did Voldemort's voice in this?
He did not.
I know. I was it didn't sound right. I was like, you have the guy. You have the fucking guy.
Yeah. Voldemort was voiced by Eddie Izzard. Who is a comedian.
You had the fucking guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I thought that was funny. The fact that it was like, because the point was I didn't know that Ray Fiennes was the voice of Alfred throughout the whole movie until the credits, and I was like, oh my god, he did the voice of Alfred. He's got to have done the voice of Voldemort. No.
Yep.
I was like, okay, this had to have been some weird meta thing. They were like, we can't have that. But
I just got a feeling it's like somebody's like, dude, let's just have him do Voldemort. Like, no, let's fuck with people and have somebody else do
yes.
it. I mean, it has to be it.
So funny. Oh man. You have Zoe Kravitz as the voice of Catwoman in this movie, and then when did this movie come out? 2017, and then 5 years later would play Catwoman in a live action movie. It's like,
I know, right?
Whoa. So weird.
She had no idea. Or maybe she did.
So, there was a report during all the big hoopla with the Batman, in the beginning of this year, that she actually auditioned to play Selena Kyle in The Dark Knight Rises, but didn't get it. I don't want to go into the details of why she didn't get it, because it's like just kind of, I think it's more of just hearsay, but yeah, she auditioned for it before, didn't get it. And this was kind of like when she got cast as Catwoman in this movie, which is hilarious because she literally goes meow meow before she says anything and then says meow meow after she says something else. And you're like, what? This is so dumb.
You're talking about a film that when anybody shoots a gun, they say pew pew. Pew, pew. So I mean,
pew, pew. Oh, man. You had Mariah Carey as the mayor.
Yep.
You had
who that was?
Yeah. Yep. You had Channing Tatum, who reprised his role as Superman. He was Superman, the voice of Superman in the Lego movie. Also, Jonah Hill came back as Green Lantern, which I thought was cool. Billy D. Williams did the voice of Two-Face in this movie. Is so good.
Like 3 lines though.
Yes. Like I don't care. I heard his voice and I was like, yes,
that was cool.
And Doug Benson, who is a hilarious comedian. He doesn't do a lot of film work, but he was the voice of Bane. And he did. So the reason he got cast as Bane is because after The Dark Knight Rises came out, one of his big jokes was making fun of Tom Hardy's voice as Bane.
Yeah.
So somebody heard a bunch of those jokes and was like, man, if we do this is a parody, we have to have this guy be the voice of Bane. And the fact that he looks like Bane from the comics.
Yeah.
But he has Tom Hardy's Bane voice is so funny. It's just so, it's so
and
funny.
And even then when he does it, it's like his voice is he even seems slightly higher pitched than how Tom Hardy does it. So it's really weird coming out of this guy.
Off-putting. It's so awesome. And a weird thing is that the voice of the Bat computer was Siri.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Pewter.
Yeah. Pewter.
Pewter.
God.
Oh man. So this movie was directed by Chris McKay, not the Chris McKay that I originally thought when I saw who directed it. So there is 2 Chris McKays. You have Chris McKay, who directed, did comedies like Anchorman, Anchorman 2. He did Don't Look Up. This
Yeah.
is a different one. This guy, he was a executive producer on the Lego Movie, but he has directed films such as, where are you? Where's all your movies? He did Adventure Time. He did he did the Tomorrow War, which was the Amazon film that came out last year with Chris Pratt.
Okay.
And he's directing the 2023 Renfield, which has Nicolas Cage
Oh,
in it.
yeah, that'll be interesting.
But more importantly, the person I really want to talk about is the guy who wrote this movie, Seth Grahame-Smith, who wrote one of my favorite books of all time, Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. He also wrote Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies,
Yep.
the books. But he also wrote a lot of other awesome films. Like, he was an executive producer on the It 1 and It Chapter 2. He was a producer on the newest Child's Play. He's actually going to be a producer on the newest a new Gremlins film that's supposed to be out at some point in the next couple years. And also he is one of the writers for the the untitled Beetlejuice sequel that's supposed to be out whenever. So yeah, this guy, he was the one that I saw that was more important than the director, because he just, the fact that he wrote, like, if you haven't read Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, I recommend it. It's a fantastic book. The movie is a little bit weird.
Yeah, we've watched the movie.
I still found it to be entertaining, but compared to the book, it is vastly inferior to it.
I have it somewhere still.
The book?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters too.
Does he have any affiliation with that?
That one I don't know.
Oh,
so
But
no,
I have those 3.
So he has 3 books. So he has the first one was Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies, which was literally him taking the original novel and literally inserting zombie elements into the story to make it what it is. And it actually got turned into a movie. In 2010, I think it was. But he wrote Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter, of course, and then helped write the movie. And then he wrote a book called Unholy Night, which is literally about the 3 wise men being criminals who just happen to run into the birth of Jesus. But there's probably some dark shit going on in between.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I need to read this book. I need to read this book.
Unique spin.
He's a very unique character, and I really I like when I see his name attached to stuff. I know it's gonna be very obscure and weird, but the fact that he wrote the Lego Batman movie was just like, okay.
Yeah, of course.
Sure.
That's different.
The composer, Lorne Balfe, he's done stuff all the way from 2004. He did, let's see, he did Bad Boys for Life. I mean, I have to mention that one. He did Black Widow. He is doing the next 2 Mission Impossible movies.
He's 2 also more?
Yeah. Oh, there's gonna probably be up until Tom Cruise dies.
Fair enough.
He also he also helped a lot of films with Hans Zimmer. Like, he wasn't credited. He was but did a lot of stuff with him on the original Dark Knight trilogy. That's where you kind of get that feel. Like, when you listen to the theme of this, it's kind of a mix of all of the Batman themes kind of put in a blender and then spit back out, which I thought was pretty unique. This was released on 4 different dates in 4 different countries. January 29th of 2017 in Dublin, Ireland. February 9th of 2017 in Denmark. In the United States, it was released in February 10th. And then in Australia, it wasn't released till almost over a month later on March 30th.
Wow. That's wild. I wonder why the delay.
I don't know, but that's
wild.
Such a weird gap. It was budgeted at $80 million and made a whopping $312 million, which is pretty successful.
Making your money back. Did they make a sequel to this movie?
There was a sequel in the works, but Universal Studios bought the rights to the Legos, so it got scraped because Warner Brothers was the one who was the distributor for this movie. That's why they could do Batman and do all those references because Warner Brothers owns all those properties.
Yeah.
But since Universal has it now, it's kind of one of those things where Universal and Warner Brothers would have to team up together to be able to bring all those Warner Brothers characters over.
That's true.
Can't do that.
This was the second film to give Bill Finger credit for being the creator of Batman after Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which I always want to call out since Bob Kane sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's pretty much actually. I mean, there's a lot of stuff here for trivia. I love that we get the line from Batman 89 where it's pretty much right in the beginning where Batman's like, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts."
Let's get nuts playlist or whatever song it was.
Yeah.
All right.
So
that's what I said too, and I was like, "Oh, Batman 89."
I
A
love
couple of those lines.
Yeah, there's a couple of lines.
You get a lot of references to, like, of course, the prior Batman movies. So, like, when Alfred's kind of going through, I was like, you had those phases, starting like back in 2016, 2012, 2008, 2005.
And that weird one in the 60s.
Yeah, that weird one.
Which then Alfred would later dress up as him because he misses the 60s.
Yes.
I like this is my best plan ever. So is it better than the plan with the two boats?
Yeah.
And the plan with the balloons and the Prince music.
Yes. Or it was the one reference where the guy's like, oh, you're just going to have a parade downtown Gotham with Prince music playing?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. I like that. God. Like I said, it really helped that we've seen all these movies recently.
Yes, it's so funny. I mean, we get such obscure villains that people literally, I mean, if you're just someone who enjoys the Batman movies, you're not going to know. Even in like in the Batman animated series would always kind of throw in those obscure villains that maybe not a lot of people would understand, but like Condiment King. This dude is literally has two like things on his arms that shoot out mustard and ketchup. Like, what? Okay. There's also Calendar Man.
Yeah.
Oh man. And then there was Orca. Never even heard of that one.
Yeah, they called that wrong, by the way. Orca's like, I'm a whale. No, you're a dolphin.
You're in the dolphin
technically
family.
Dolphins.
Yes.
But no, yeah, or at least I'll say it's cool we got to see Killer Croc. Very briefly, but he was there.
And listen, Bruce the Shark was there, and they just called him Jaws.
Yes.
Yes,
I was like, because Bruce.
It's such a weird thing because the whole thing about what we just talked about, where they had a sequel in mind, they scrapped it because of the rights changed over for Lego. But Jaws, or the shark from Jaws, is Universal. Like it's a Universal property, so I think that's probably why they had to change the name of him. But they named him Jaws. I don't know. Maybe I'm just looking too much into that, but I thought that was hilarious.
It was a good nod.
And then everyone talked. They had the Velociraptors from Jurassic Park. They all talked. Yep. Everyone talked.
Rexy was there for a minute.
Why couldn't they look over at Batman and be like, Alan?
Oh God, that would have been awesome.
If we
or called one of the tricycloplots.
Yeah. Can we get that? Like in Dominion, can we get like a small reference of like Alan? It's like, what's the weirdest thing that ever happened to you? He's like, I was on a plane and I woke up from a weird dream and looked over and a raptor said my name. And it's like, oh boy, were you on some drugs or something?
Yeah. No
or
kidding.
It's like, or Malcolm just makes a comment like, I thought I was weird.
I would be so happy. If they make some Jurassic Park references, I will laugh my ass off. Absolutely.
Just give me the Spinosaurus again. It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be all right with
it.
We're not asking for a lot.
No. Absolutely not. All right. I mean, there's a lot of trivia here, but I feel if you want to know the ins and outs of these movies, just go on IMDb, go on Wikipedia, go on anything, watch some behind the scenes stuff. Our show is based on just terribly going through the plots of movies and throwing some obscure knowledge that I might have in my head that I just read before we started recording. All right. This is an in-depth research.
And then you could then you could go look up those goofy villains, because if you watch the movie, the Joker even tells you should Google it. Because when he's listing off all the random Z tier villains or whatever, he's like, you should Google it.
It's so funny. So this movie opens, and to be honest, I've only seen this movie once, and I didn't even see it all the way. I actually pulled an Angela, and I fell asleep about halfway through the movie and never saw the whole thing.
I only fell asleep for like 5 minutes.
That's at the very, very end, too.
That's the very end.
I got a merch idea in my head. I'm not gonna tell you what it is though. Until we
I like it.
Has something to do with me falling asleep.
It's just gonna send it to Angela specifically.
Please.
But
this is our first time
tuning into my sister.
I was gonna say this was the first time we've watched. For me, I've never seen this movie before.
I have.
This Blu-ray, by the way, I watched it on HBO Max today. I had to open this Blu-ray up because it was still sealed, just so I could prop it up on my desk.
Very nice.
But I own it. So yeah, this movie opens to a black screen, and of course, Batman is narrating the whole thing. He's like, all great movies open with a black screen.
Yes.
And then he's literally narrating all of the studios that pop up. He's like, Rat Pack. I don't know what they're all about, but they seem dark.
Yeah, right. It's great.
Will Arnett came out and he said that the voice that he chose to use for Batman, of course, was a slight nod to Christian Bale, but also it was the voice that he uses to his children when he's giving them like adulting advice, like when he's trying to like teach them a lesson. He uses that voice. But he said that it was awful on his voice to do that for so long, because he said that they would do like 4-hour recording sessions, and he uses that voice pretty much the whole movie.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, he said it was rough. And he already has like a really raspy voice, or like his normal voices are already deep and raspy, but like imagine having to go darker, like deeper than that. Oof. So yeah, he narrates the whole opening credits, which is just hilarious. And we get a plane heist. You got these two goofy pilots, and
they're best friends.
Yeah. Yeah. One of them is voiced by the director.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
And yeah, the Joker and his gang kind of hijacks this plane, goes on board and messes with him. And I love the interaction between him and the pilot, where he's just like, I'm here to take the plane. He's like, that's fine, until Batman comes and stops you. He's like, why do you think Batman's always going to stop me? He's like, because he's done it every other time. Oh, this pretty much just shows like in this universe that the Joker's a joke, literally. Like no criminal in Gotham is taken seriously because Batman just stops them every single time. Oh man. So yeah, and then this is where you get the montage of all the Batman villains.
Yep.
Where Joker just talks about them all, even the obscure ones, and people are like, who? Mine was Orca. They showed Orca. I was like, who?
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Batman. I forgot that Polka Dot Man was a Batman villain.
Oh yeah, he was mentioned. I didn't know.
So
there were so many mentioned.
Yeah, there was. But Polka Dot Man was in the newest Suicide Squad.
Yep.
Which makes no reference to Batman, but really doesn't make any reference to any of those superheroes. But I completely forgot that he was a Batman villain.
I just want to state, you mentioned that not making reference to a lot of villains. They do. I remember they make a reference to Superman one time in that movie. But it's funny when you're trying to build a connected universe of films, and then you fail to connect them within your films.
Yeah,
it's kind of a problem.
I mean, I guess that movie did have Harley Quinn as well, so
yeah.
So this is where we get, the Joker sets up a bomb. He's gonna blow up the city, and he asks for the mayor, and the mayor gets taken down. The mayor is voiced by Mariah Carey, which I didn't know this until I saw the credits. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know, I didn't think anyone let her, act in anything since that terrible movie she made in like the early 2000s called Glitter. No one wants to see that. All right. So yeah, she gets lowered down into like the center there, and like all the villains are like driving around.
Yeah.
And then Batman just pops out like he was just disguised as the mayor the whole time. And this is when we get You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. Play the playlist.
Yep. It's just like this. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was like, it's just a ridiculous, like, metal rap. Like, it's not quite new metal, but it's like almost there. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's Batman's rap. Like, it's him rapping over him literally beating the shit out of every single villain. And this, I mean, we already knew from the Lego movie that Batman had a huge ego. This one still shows you that his ego didn't change. He's just all about himself, and he's a tool bag.
Yes.
After everything is said and done, the Joker's about to escape, and the Joker, he's got like the Joker on one end, and he's got another grapple to where the bomb is, and this is where the Joker is like, just admit it, Batman, I'm your greatest adversary. And he's like, what? I will never admit to that. You are nothing to me. I'm just going to keep doing the same thing over and over again. You're never going to win. And the Joker gets sad because Batman chooses to defuse the bomb over capturing the Joker.
Yep.
And Joker flies away crying.
There seems to be an issue with Batman in this universe of not capturing people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So Batman defuses the bomb. After that, I love how he just goes to an orphanage.
Let's go to an orphanage.
Yeah.
I'm in a good mood today.
Yeah. And then this is where you get a glimpse of Dick Grayson, which at first I didn't know which one they were going to use. I knew that this kid became Robin, but I didn't know if it was going to be Dick or, Jason Todd or I know that there was a girl Robin in The Dark Knight Returns, which this Robin kind of looks like her because of the glasses.
Yep.
But then I was like, oh, Michael Cera's doing the voice, so that wouldn't make much sense.
It's about the same. Well, anyway, no, there is actually a female Robin. It was after Tim Drake. It was Tim Drake's girlfriend. I cannot remember her name for the life of me. And then we got Damian, but she wasn't Robin very long.
Right. So he drives and flies home to Wayne Island. So now Bruce Wayne has his own island, which is where Wayne Manor sits.
Up in the world.
Yeah. And I love that his password into the manor is Iron Man sucks.
Yep.
Just kind of a jab between the billionaire of DC and the billionaire of Marvel. It's great. So we see Batman lives a very lonely life. He's putting lobster in the microwave. That's disgusting.
Yep. I thought we were going to get the whole 2 minutes of that damn thing heating up. I thought we were going to get that whole shot. I was like, are we going to hold on this that long?
I mean, it is funny seeing him going through like just this lonely like existence outside of being Batman, where he's still wearing the cowl, but he's wearing his like nice fancy silk robes.
Yep.
He's heating up lobster in the microwave. He's watching Jerry Maguire in his theater, and he's trying. I love that at first he's trying to figure out the input.
Yeah.
HDMI 2. Well, that's not it.
Yeah.
Which one is it?
It's great. And then of course he's in like the study where he's talking to his parents' pictures on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Batman's parents are dead, everybody. Spoiler alert.
Surprise.
Spoiler. Know that.
And this is when Alfred shows up and he gets drop kicked into a piano.
Yeah.
He's like, sorry, Alfred, I got great reflexes. Alfred is concerned.
He's just dead.
Yeah.
He's just dead in the piano. I mean, it's a great thing about being a Lego. Your head could fly off, but you can reattach it.
Absolutely.
Oh, where's my head?
Alfred is concerned that Batman is going through something and just starts naming all the prior Batman movies.
Oh, did you notice when it got to? It was one. I couldn't remember if it was Batman and Robin or Batman Forever. It does like the chest shot when the suit up scene and stuff. It does that for a clip. I was like, what the hell? You can pick any other fucking part of that damn movie. God.
And then when it shows the 66, it doesn't even show him as Lego. It just shows the Adam West scene where he's dancing.
His dance. I was.
Oh my! So stupid. And So Batman has and then Alfred tells him that Gordon's retirement party is tonight, and he's like, "I'm not going." And then he's just like, "Nope, nope, nope," as he's like
up the stairs,
flopping up the stairs.
Kids found that part pretty funny.
I mean, because that's
like,
what a
this
kid
seems
would do.
relatable.
Yeah, this is
Absolutely.
exactly what a kid would do. This is what my daughter does every day.
Yes.
And this is when you finally see Bruce Wayne for the first time because you never saw him outside of the Batman. Yeah, outside of the Batman costume in the Lego movie, and so this is the first time he actually takes the cowl off because I
Yeah.
love when Alfred's like, "Sir, you got to take off the cowl," and he's like, "The cowl," and he's like the what is it, the armored disguised helmet or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, something like that.
He's like, "Oh,"
He's
and then
like
he takes
he's like
his helmet off,
disgusted, like,
and his
no.
hair poofs out.
Yeah. He's like a child. It's
So funny. Superman is on the news and he's talking about Zod and how he sent Zod to the Phantom Zone. And the Joker wants more recognition because he's like, well, Superman understands. Like, he has his greatest adversary. Like, why can't Batman get it?
which is weird. I understand it's for the plot, but I do not consider Zod like
Superman's greatest
Batman.
adversary.
No,
way.
absolutely
No,
not.
No.
Like, I would put obviously Lex Luthor, Brainiac. Like,
yeah.
I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I know it's for the movie. I understand.
Yeah. Bruce sees the new commissioner, who is Barbara Gordon, and he falls in love. He just immediately goes head over heels for her. And Dick Grayson's just at this thing because he's singing in a choir with the orphans. And he goes up to Bruce Wayne, who's is just infatuated with Barbara Gordon. And he's asking about him getting adopted. He's like, "Would you adopt me, Mr. Wayne?" He's like, "Yes." Barbara's taking over as commissioner for her father. She's got the whole thing. She's talking about how, like, yeah, Batman helped a lot, but he also didn't do a lot because he didn't catch any of them. Like, all of these villains are still out there. He didn't really do anything.
Village, not a Batman.
And this is when it's funny because she mentions like how long he's been doing it for, and she pretty much states the amount of years that it was from the time he showed up first in the comic to that, till 2017.
90 years.
And it shows all like the pictures of him through the years, and it shows him like the terrible costumes from the like 40s and 50s.
Yeah, like the cereals.
Yeah.
It was good.
He's like, "Oh, we're just gonna mention how well Batman ages."
Yeah. No, he's just immortal.
And Barbara just pretty much states like she wants to, clean Gotham up, but she doesn't feel Batman is necessary.
Yeah, make us less dependent on Batman, which is reasonable.
And of course, Bruce is not very happy about it, and he tries to stand up for Batman without trying to admit that he is Batman. And this is when the Joker shows up.
This seemed very similar to Batman Returns.
A little bit.
Yeah, where Max Shreck's giving the speech and like the packages and stuff kind of show up because you see those like giant cakes in the background in this scene. And I was like, oh.
Yep. So the Joker comes in. He wants to have a word with the commissioner. At first, you think he's going to kidnap her, but really what he's doing is he wants to turn himself in. But to her, not to Batman. And Batman, of course, being the egotistical dick he is, he comes in thinking that the Joker's doing it to him.
I did it.
Yeah. And I love how none of the other villains know what the Joker's plan is. So it's like, and everybody else wants to turn this up, and we do.
Yeah.
And then he shuts a present all around him. He's like, the Riddler's like, "Riddle me this. I didn't see that one coming."
Yeah.
So with all the villains locked up, there's no more crime in Gotham. So what's the point of Batman?
Yep.
Absolutely nothing.
What are you gonna do with the rest of your life?
The rest of my life?
You go spend time with your family.
All right, Batman, we got this. Get out of here.
So Batman has a plan. He wants to send Joker into the Phantom Zone, which kind of made no sense to me, but whatever. But I love how he's like hanging out outside of Arkham Asylum and spying on the Joker, like in broad daylight. And Barbara's just like, Batman? He's like, oh,
yeah, I don't do nothing.
He's like talking to himself. She's like, I can hear everything you're saying.
Yeah. Siri, my super mind.
Super mind? Such an idiot.
Oh, Batman goes back to the Batcave, and Alfred put a parental lock on his computer.
Oh yeah, password and shit.
It just shows a picture of Alfred holding Batman's hand.
Like it's like a child.
It's like, I've been reading the book he pulls out.
Yeah,
God,
it's so funny. And yeah, and Alfred's just like, no, you need some time to raise your new son. And he's like, new son, and this is like,
Yeah.
And Dick's just all over the house. He's like crawling all over the table and stuff.
Hey, secret camera.
Yeah. Okay. So before that, during the party, I got to mention because this line was funny to me. But during the party, Dick Grayson is talking to Bruce Wayne, and he's infatuated with Barbara. So obviously, he's just saying things to her, and he's just agreeing. But he's just agreeing to it. And he's like, "So what's your name?" They introduced him. He's like, "My name's Richard Grayson." But the kids at the orphanage call me Dick, and his response is, "Yeah, kids could be cruel."
Oh yeah, that was what he said. Yeah, kids could be cruel. It's like, oh my god,
run with it.
This movie is for kids, by the way, but they got to put those subtle things, especially the way that Joker and Batman interact with each other.
What was said later? And I'm like, I repeated, I'm like, something about doing this all day.
I don't remember what it was.
I was like, okay.
There was like some weird, like super sexualized comments like later in the movie. I was like, I think it's funny, but I was like, okay,
maybe this shouldn't have been in there, but
yeah, absolutely. But carry on.
Yeah. So Alfred lets Dick into the Batcave, and he's just running around touching on. Oh, Batman lives in Bruce Wayne's basement. He's like, no, Bruce Wayne lives in Batman's attic.
Yes, I will, dude. Him just letting Dick Grayson in there though is a great reference to like,
oh yeah,
all the early Batman movies.
That's the Michael Goff, Alfred trait was letting anyone into the Batcave.
Yeah, absolutely. I was like,
letting him into the Batcave, are you? No, I'm letting him into your life
through the Batcave.
So funny. And this is where we get the shark repellent kind of cameo.
You can play that. That doesn't do anything.
That doesn't do anything. Which is a reference to the 66 Batman, which is hilarious.
It's from the 66. It's the
66 movie. Yeah. He's like, Robin, bring me down the shark repellent. And literally, it's a shot of like octopus repellent, shark repellent, manta ray repellent. What the fuck? 66 Batman is an obscure movie, and to be honest, I'm glad we didn't go over that movie.
Oh, please,
my
no.
God. Maybe someday, but not today.
Let's not.
We got plenty of weeks of availability.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give my
just not right now.
No. Maybe in a few years or never. Batman needs
a few years to never.
So Batman needs to get the Phantom Zone like gun. It's like like anything it shoots sends them to the Phantom Zone.
Yeah.
So he needs to kidnap it. And where is it? It's at Superman's Fortress of Solitude, which is also the headquarters for the Justice League. And oh man, this is one of those moments like poor Batman. He's just either he's such a dick that no one likes him, which I think is just what it is.
Yeah.
Well, here's something interesting though, is I don't know if this has changed, but to my knowledge, the JLA actually would always meet somewhere different. They actually wouldn't meet at the Fortress of Solitude.
Yeah, was it
kind of
yeah, because the Fortress of Solitude was kind of like his place, right?
Yeah,
and they had their own like Justice League headquarters that was like in the middle of Metropolis or a major city.
Yeah, they had like a headquarters, then they had a satellite at one point.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Anyway, whatever. They're having a party.
So Batman invites Dick to come along, and so he goes through the costumes, and of course, the suit that he picks out is the Reggae Man suit.
Yeah.
I love his one with the sombrero. He's like, that's culturally insensitive.
Yes.
So, and I just love the fact that Robin has the sparkly cape. So when he's like trying to hide, like it just reflects the sparkles off of the back.
No subtlety whatsoever.
No.
It's like, I feel these pants are a little too tight.
Yep, gotta rip them off because we gotta look like Robin
Oh,
from
he
the
rips
from the
off.
show movie.
I know it's Legos, but he rips his whole legs off. Just throws them.
Yeah, like boop, gone.
So they take a trip down to the Fortress of Solitude, and the Justice League just doesn't care for Batman. They literally go in, and there's a Justice League anniversary party going on. I don't
Oh
even
yeah,
want
because
to know.
he's trying to play it off. Oh no, because you mentioned the culturally insensitive thing. Okay, I got to bring this up.
Oh boy, here we go.
Oh yeah, I have to. So I love the Gundam franchise, but they at one point in their life, somebody making Gundam decided, hey, I want to make a show like Dragon Ball Z but with giant robots. So they made G Gundam, and there's literally a Gundam for every country. That's pretty much in the series. And Mexico has a Gundam, and it wears a sombrero, and it's got cactuses on it, and they have a satellite, which is the Neo Mexico satellite. It's a fucking sombrero shaped. And Neo America's ultimate weapon is the Statue of Liberty cannon. It's so it's so insensitive. God. It's fantastically horrible. That's what I thought of about the culture. Anyway, sorry, I'm detracting from the episode.
Oh man,
I had to show her the picture. So carry on.
So yeah, they're having a Justice League anniversary party without him.
It was like what, the 57th anniversary or something like that.
Yeah, 57th anniversary. It was some weird number. But yeah, you got everybody's dancing, having a good time, but when they see Batman, they all freeze and it's like, oh, I must have. Superman's like, oh, I mean, your invite must have got lost in the mail or something.
Yeah, Green Lantern's like, I sometimes don't get emailed for Superman for years. Green Lantern's in the background. There's a lot, dude. There's actually quite a few references to the old Super Friends show.
Yeah,
because there's the Native American dude. I don't remember his name. It was like Thunder Chief or something. And of course, at this point, very insensitive. And then there was, I remember Black Lightning was there, but I didn't see the Wonder Twins, Jan and Jace. Maybe they're in the background. I missed them. Just a bunch of old stuff. And they even said, like, when they took the picture, like, all right, everybody say Super Friends. And it was like a bunch of.
Yeah, and of course, Batman's not in the picture because he's the one taking the picture.
I'm just pissed we never got to. And now back at the Hall of Justice. Like, never mind. If you ever saw Super Friends, you'd know. But anyway,
I know what you're talking about. So pretty much, Batman has to just distract the Justice League while Robin goes down to get the projector. And I just love that he's like guiding him through it by just telling him what to do, and he's doing it perfectly. He's like, "Oh,
yeah,
you obey so well."
Yes.
And then he finally gets in. He's like, "Okay, now do everything you just did in reverse." And he's like, "Oh," and then he comes out. He's just like covered. He's like on fire with like arrows in his back and stuff.
Yeah.
Did I do good, Papa? Oh no, he calls him Padre the whole time.
Yeah,
he's like, Padre. Did I do good, Dad? He's like, I'm not your dad. He's like, don't call me Dad.
Dad.
Yeah. It's like, Padre. Don't call me Dad. He's like, Padre. He's like, what he's like, I hope that's Spanish for like
buddy or something,
or buddy or friend or something like that.
He's like, you mean that or whatever, and that's what he ends up calling him in the whole movie.
And he's like, I have this weird feeling, like I'm proud of me.
Yeah, for being such a good teacher.
Yes. So we go back to Gotham with Batman and Robin. I love that they're trying to be stealthy, and Robin can't be stealthy because of his cape, and he's just terrible at hiding.
It's like bright colors and glitter, like you said.
Yeah. And then Barbara just shows up as they're sneaking in, and she's like, hey, we need to work together. I want you to help me, figure out what's going on, because I know the Joker's up to something. He's like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
So what does he do? He goes in there, he tries to sneak the projector in, and he eventually does, and then gets to the Joker and sends him to the Phantom Zone, which then gets both Batman and Robin locked up.
When he lied to her.
Yeah, because Robin has it under his cape. Batman, why is he trying to sneak in the projector? And he's like, oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, it's like clearly over his.
You can see it.
So after Joker gets sent to the Phantom Zone, he goes up, and it's a it's literally a Lego brick that's different colors, and it's voiced by Ellie Kemper, who is in The Office. She was she played the secretary, not the first not Pam, but the one that replaced her later on in the series. But yeah, she's the voice of the Brick, and she pretty much scans you and to see how bad you really are, because that's the whole point of the Phantom Zone, is being like a space prison for really bad people.
Yeah.
And this is where you meet all of the other baddies up there. You got the Iris Sauron. You have Voldemort.
King Kong.
You have the fucking gremlins.
Yes!
Yes!
I was like, what the fuck are the gremlins doing here?
You have the
Daleks.
Velociraptors.
Rexy's there.
Yeah.
Rexy's there, yep. What were the other ones?
The Kraken from the 80s Clash of the Titans.
Yep.
Yes, that was what the other big thing was.
Yeah.
I was like, is that just a larger version of the creature from the Black Lagoon, which you later see?
Yeah, the creature. Yeah, you do see it. Oh, hey.
But and then you got King Kong.
Yeah, you have the Daleks from Doctor Who.
Yep. The British robots, as they call them.
Yeah, British robots.
Yeah.
Exterminate!
Yeah,
who else did we got? Oh, we got the Wicked Witch of the West.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dracula was there.
Yep.
As well.
We had the Great White Shark from Jaws.
Bruce.
We had Agent Smith from The Matrix.
Yeah, yes, that was a good one too.
We had the Mummy. We had the Vampire.
Voldemort.
We had Medusa.
Yeah.
Which is another reference to Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans. Yeah, we also had the
it's the 80s
monkeys.
one.
Yeah, we also had the flying monkeys from the Wicked Witch. Yeah, and we had the Skeleton Warriors from Jason and the Argonauts.
Yes, great bit of.
So pretty much, it's the Joker going, "Hey guys, I'm gonna bring you down there. We're gonna wreak havoc, because I know that you guys are not a fan of being up here." Where was Zod though? Wasn't Zod since the Phantom Zone? He never shows up.
Yeah, I was like, you think you'd see him, and you don't. You just that clip with Superman. That's why I was wondering, where are these other Superman villains? This is
right.
Maybe because this is where he puts a lot of his villains at. Why are they not? I mean, I know why, but it didn't make sense.
I really wish they also used the effect that they used in Superman, the movie, with the glass. Like they're in the Phantom Zone, it's just the glass and just keeps spitting through space.
Yes. Please, they should have at some point. Why not?
Mm-hmm. So then the very next scene is just Joker projecting himself onto Gotham and pretty much saying how things are going to get really bad. And it does, as it opens up and all the villains get sent back down to Earth, and chaos ensues. Batman and Robin are still locked up in Arkham, and the Joker ventures over to Wayne Island to go hang out in the Batcave.
Yeah, because he asked Sauron.
Yeah.
Where Batman's hangout is. He's like, it's underneath Wayne Manor. He's like, does that mean Bruce Wayne is Batman's roommate?
So good.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what it means.
God.
So as all this is going on, Barbara goes to Batman. Is like, we need your help. We need Batman for this. He's like, of course you do. I'm Batman.
Exactly.
But he needs to work with Barbara in order for this to all happen. And he's like, fine, whatever.
Yeah.
So Batman builds a bat. I love that we still get the Lego elements where he is a master builder.
Yeah.
So he can literally take pieces of certain things and build stuff. I love his like bat. It's like it's a prowler. It literally crawls, but it also turns into the bat to a bat plane and all that. It's a really cool design. But he has to face off against the Joker and all of the goons with all of Batman's flying, all of his helicopters and planes and all that. They got to face off. They go into this big battle. You got the gremlins that hop onto the plane, start pulling stuff up, which is a reference to the Twilight Zone.
Yep.
That's the whole point of the gremlins to begin with. Batman. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Also, did you notice the sharks are in the submarine?
The sharks are in the submarine?
Yeah, there's sharks piloting the submarine.
Oh, I missed that.
There's a scene where it's like fire, like the little thing, open door, like they shoot missiles at it's when they commandeer his vehicles. There's like a bat sub, and like there's sharks in the fucking submarine. I was like, all right,
of course.
Where else would they be?
Well, I mean, you see all his little vehicles that he has. He has his ship. What was it?
It's the Bat Hole ship.
Yeah, the battleship when he's alone and playing his guitar.
Oh
That's
yeah,
so
where he's
dumb.
sitting in the
So
little
fucking
boat
dumb.
eating his dinner and then plays his guitar.
God.
Oh my lord. And this is where as they're escaping from Arkham, this is where Alfred changes into the 60s Batman suit. And he's like, "Why are you dressed like that, Alfred?" He's like, "Because I miss the 60s."
60s.
Yes.
Yep.
And yeah, so they fight off all of those the goons that came from the Phantom Zone. And he tricks the Kraken to blast the Eye of Sauron. And I love after he does, he's like, nothing to see here. Nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Gone.
And yeah, woohoo, we did it. They all get out, big Bat family, reunion here. They take a picture. Batman's in a weird state right now, and he literally throws everybody into the Bat plane and sends them off.
To get
And
Mexican food.
Right.
He sends them to get Mexican food.
Yeah.
Against their will.
Yeah.
Well, and slam for that. Send me.
Yeah, he just sends them off. And then he goes up there by himself to fight the Joker. And the Joker sends Batman to the Phantom Zone.
Yes.
But we also get, you get the kind of like battle with words between Batman and the Joker, where Batman still won't admit that Joker is his greatest adversary. And so Joker's like, fine, if you're never going to admit to this, see you later.
Yep.
Just shoots him into the Phantom Zone. And this is where the cube or the brick literally doesn't know whether Batman is good or bad. Because he's a vigilante trying to save people, but also he's just a dick to everyone around him.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So she's like, I don't know whether or not you're good or bad. And so he makes a bargain with the brick and says, hey, if I bring everybody back up to the Phantom Zone, will you let me go back, send me back down and I'll get everybody back. And then her thing was that you have to come too. So this is when he gets sent back down, and you find out that Barbara got the Bat computer to kind of change her mind and send them back to Joker's lair.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when Batman shows up, and Batman's trying to explain himself, and she's like, no, you left us, you dick, and you tried to send us away without our, you suck. Like, you literally are all about yourself. You don't care about anybody else. And he's like, no, that's the point. I did it because I care.
This is kind of like the ending of, vaguely similar to the ending of Turning Red that I was mad about. So, carry on.
So, Batman, he gets the gang all together. And this is where we get the montage where you get Barbara in the Batgirl or Batwoman suit. I like where he's like, this one is the Batgirl. He's like, if you call me Batgirl, can I call you Batboy?
Yeah, right. Did we get Reggae Robin back? Because Robin was wearing like a Batman suit for a while.
He was wearing it was called the Nightwing suit, and it was literally a Batman suit with just plastic wings like above it. It was terrible. It was such a terrible costume. And he pretty much recruits all of Batman's actual core villains to help him, which I thought
we're all a bunch of fucking lemmings. Like, all of them are a bunch of, same for the other enemies in the fucking, oh god, I want to say the Dead Zone. God, it's Dragon Ball. Phantom Zone, yes. But same, they're all just like, yeah, fuck it, we'll follow you. Like, nobody like contests. They're just like, yeah, whatever.
Like, sure, we've been fighting you for years, but sure, we'll help you now.
Absolutely.
So yeah, the battle for Gotham commences, and you get the 60s Batman word violence where you get punches like pow, bam.
Pew, pew, pew.
Yeah. Pew, 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 pew.
Yeah,
all that's still happening.
Yeah, it's just a montage of all the villains getting sent back up to the Phantom Zone. I love where Barbara's just like, to Voldemort is like, you want to see a magic trick? And then sends him back up. And he's like, oh.
Fudge.
Oh.
Him
And
coming out of the Phantom Zone was really cool.
It was.
The single circular pieces all behind him,
Yeah.
and it looked like
Yeah.
I thought that was really
Yeah,
cool.
that was really cool. I like the whole introduction scene to like all the villains are coming out of the Phantom Zone. He's introducing them.
Yeah.
So this is where we get the shark repellent, where
Yeah,
the
it
shark comes
works.
out and he sprays it, and it fucking just like skirts away like a
Damn
like a
Bruce.
dog that just got sprayed by water.
Poor
Get out of
Bruce.
here. But during all this, the bomb that Joker planted in the middle of the city blows before Batman can get to it, and it starts splitting Gotham into two. And Batman needs to figure it out. So he pretty much tells everybody to put their heads together, literally, stack each other up, reach to the other side, and try to pull Gotham back together. And this is where Batman has to like plead with the Joker, like, hey, like, we need you in order to fix this. And he's like, no, why would I help you? I'll die. I'd rather die than for you to not admit that, I am your greatest adversary. And he's like, you are. You've been the whole time. You're such a baby. Like,
jeez, fine.
And they're going to use the power of their abs.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like,
this has been a running joke in the movie the whole time.
Because Batman has a 9-pack, by the way.
Yeah. Because he's that one extra one in the middle.
Yeah.
Save your abs.
Yep.
I just love that when he asked the Joker about it, he's like, I got more flab than abs. And I'm like, I feel you, Joker. I feel you on that one.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Joker and Batman, they help each other to put Gotham back together. Batman,
by the way, like instantly just click.
Yeah,
like,
it's
like there's no drama, just
So yeah, after it's all said and done, it's this really weird scene where Joker and Batman just tell each other how much they hate each other in like the same way you would tell somebody you really love them. And it's just so it's like, all right, this is cute. And then it's just like, okay, this is getting weird. Can we stop?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so done with this.
I hate you more.
Yep. Batman shows Jesus Christ, this is a weird note to write. Batman shows Dick his Bruce that he's Bruce.
Batman shows Dick his Bruce Wayne.
Batman shows his dick that he's Bruce Wayne. And how many times you want to word? We can twist this a lot of ways, dude.
Oh God. So yeah, so he shows Dick that he is Bruce Wayne.
I'm gonna show you Dick.
And he pretty much tells him that he's got to go back to the Phantom Zone because he made a deal. And I love this super dramatic scene where he's like floating back up to the Phantom Zone. Then he gets to the edge and just hits the barrier and falls down. And then the brick is just like, yeah, you're fine. Just stay down there. We don't need you back up here anymore. Oh, man.
We're full anyways.
And Batman, so Batman has a family. Everybody goes over to Wayne Manor and they have dinners and they watch Jerry Maguire again, where you get the scene that goes, "You complete me," which is a line that Heath Ledger uses in The Dark Knight when he's talking to Batman, which is so fucking cool.
Why did the Joker not go back?
Yeah, I was confused with that too, and then I just was like, whatever.
Yeah, that was my thought.
Maybe they thought the same thing with them because the fact that Batman and Joker need each other. It's just like, we don't want to fuck that up.
Sure.
Whatever.
Sure.
I didn't like that the Joker had spiky teeth either. I was like, why does he need that?
Yeah, they fit together like a...
That's an aesthetic choice.
Yeah, that was weird. And then we get the snake clowns. That was a running gag throughout this fucking movie. What's your greatest fear? Snakes? Snakes! Clowns! Snake clowns!
They're not real.
And then we get Robin's end credit song, which is just best friends.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question. There's actually a song in this movie that I'm wondering why this was the basis. It was referenced 3 fucking times.
You're talking about Man in the Mirror by Michael Jackson?
Yes. It was referenced at the beginning. I was like, that is the most like it's okay, listen, I'm not like a genius when it comes to like Michael Jackson's, audio, history, discography. Yeah. That one doesn't jump out at me as like this is a notable one.
I mean, Man in the Mirror I listened to a lot of Michael Jackson. I love that song, but I think the whole reference was because of the fact of like Joker and Batman being kind of reflective of themselves.
Yeah. Of course,
That was
I get that.
One of the song choice, but
it just seemed like an odd, like, that's the song we're gonna bring up 3 fucking times in this whole movie. I was like, okay.
Because wasn't that wasn't that what the choir was singing?
Yeah, the choir was singing at the
Yeah.
parties when they were bringing in. Yeah, and I even said, well, no, it was that one guy started it. It's that dude that I don't know who it is. I'm pretty sure. I never looked into it. It's the guy that covers heavy metal music, but he does it in like that pianist like lounge style or like 20 style. But he covers metal music in like a 20 like swing style. And I don't know who it is because he did really weird cover of Down with the Sickness. That's where I remember it sounded like that fucking guy, and the choir is singing that same song. And then at the end, and then they have the quote from the song at the very beginning of the movie.
What was the song that they played during the fight scene? Like the big final battle, because they going through the music, and he's just like, "Never Gonna Give You Up" by Rick Astley.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we heard that one.
Yes.
What? All right. Just to further solidify how much of a fucking meme this movie is.
And that's it. That's the Batman, the Lego Batman movie. Whew. I don't know. That movie. Talk about that movie. The movie is funny as hell. I don't think I laughed out loud a lot, and I laughed a lot just talking about this movie, which definitely won't be much of a thing next week when we talk about the Batman.
Yeah.
This was a good way to. This was a good movie to kind of have a little bit of a palate cleanser from the kind of sad and dreary movies that was the Dark Knight trilogy, and then of course what we're going to talk about next week with the Batman. But yeah, that's it. That's the Lego Batman movie.
That's
pretty sure it's the guy. Carry on. Sorry,
Richard Cheese.
I love cheese.
I love cheese.
Me too.
So next week we are going to be covering the newest edition of Batman that just came out not too long ago, and we've actually talked about already on this channel with our fresh cut, but this is going to be our normal plot breakdown of the Batman starring Robert Pattinson. I'm very excited because I've already seen this movie for a second time since it's been out on HBO Max, and then I will be very excited to watch it again to prepare myself for this review. It's a great movie. It's long. It really is.
Block off 3 hours.
Yeah, it's one of those movies where sometimes you got to find that sweet spot to kind of like take a break and then come back to and watch the rest of it. Or if you got 3 hours to spare, watch the whole thing at once.
Intermission.
Yeah.
Let's all go to the lobby.
But yeah, so next week it is the Batman. And we should, I'm going to say should, have a special guest with us for that episode, which I'm very excited about.
I'm gonna be so fucking mad about it, dude.
If we don't have the special guest?
Either one.
Oh, okay. Actually, before we go, we got to do some rankings here.
Shit. Go ahead. Yeah, rankings. Fuck yeah. Woo!
These won't be as bad as when we went through, because it's only adding 1 movie instead of 3, which makes it a lot harder. All right. So the bat suit from this movie is just a reflection of the bat suit from Batman 89 and Batman Returns. But where would you put this? So right now our rankings are The Dark Knight Returns, or The Dark Knight Rises at number 1. Batman Forever at number 2. Batman Begins at number 3. Batman Returns at number 4. Batman 89 at number 5. And Batman and Robin at dead last. Where would we put the Lego Batman suit?
I'd put fuck it, just put it at the end. Put it at the bottom.
Worse than Batman and Robin?
But it's not a fair it's a fucking Lego block.
Right.
I mean, for me, like, this is how I feel. For me, it's literally like a vaguely triangular shape that arms attached to, and a head and legs. Wait, you got it. You have an alternate opinion?
She's got a giant Lego Batman head. So cool. I have him too. Where is he? Where are you?
I'm trying to be negative about it, but like, I mean, like, it's not even a fair It's not even a fair comparison in my mind. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, this isn't a Lego though. This is just this is like a little cup that you can hold shit in.
He's and I'm bleeding.
I realized that you were bleeding in life. That's my opinion. What do you think about the suit?
I just like Legos.
Well, it's fine, but I'm just asking you to think about the suit.
Let's at least, let's say, put it above Batman and Robin, because that
Yeah,
suit
please.
just sucks.
That's fine. That's fine.
I could,
all I know is
like
that people are going to be so angry with this list because Batman 89's suit is so low.
Well, if it wasn't fucking stiff neck, then we wouldn't have that
know.
problem.
That's where
I
we
mean, when
justify.
you've gotta
Yeah.
see, so I get to turn my whole body.
Especially our special guest is definitely going to hate it.
Sorry. Special guest.
Next one is Batmobile. Right now, number 1 is Batman 89. Number 2 is Batman Returns. I mean, I feel like they're the same Batmobile, but I think they had a little bit of change. The Dark Knight trilogy is at number 3 because of the Tumbler. Number 4 is Batman Forever, and number 5 is Batman Returns. What do we want to? I mean, was there a Batmobile in this? I mean, he did drive something.
There
right?
was.
He was.
There was, because Barbara Gordon's like, why her face is squished. She's like, why does this only have one seat? And he's like, because I only have one bat butt.
Yeah. Because he drives it a few times. It's got to be better than both the Batman Returns and not Batman Returns. Batman and Robin and Batman Forever. It's got to be better than both those.
Yeah, is it better than the Dark Knight trilogy? Is it better than the Tumbler?
No.
All right.
No.
All right, so we'll do Lego at number 4.
Sweet.
Villains. We're just going to do the Joker because he's kind of the mastermind behind everything.
I don't like this Joker.
Okay, well, let's go through the list and then we can put them.
Oh, sorry. I got ahead of
There's a system here, Angela. There's a system here. Number 1 is Joker from The Dark Knight. Number 2 is Bane from Dark Knight Rises. Number 3 is Joker 89. Yeah, this is not my list, people. Number 4 is Penguin from Batman Returns. Number 5 is Scarecrow from Batman Begins. Number 6 is Riddler from Batman Forever. Number 7 is Two-Face from Dark Knight. I literally have to count on my fingers because I'm trying to keep track. Number 8 is Mr. Freeze. Number 9 is Two-Face from Batman Forever. And number 10 is Pamela Isley or Poison Ivy / Bane. Where are we putting Lego Joker?
Numbers
I know exactly where I'm going to put Lego Joker, but you guys...
I don't like Lego Joker. I don't.
I don't either.
I guess because I'm so used to the others and their more animated voices.
Okay.
His is just kind of like, yeah, I'm a bad guy.
Here's the question. I agree. Is he better than Poison Ivy and Two-Face?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That's all I'm willing to give.
All right. Yeah, I still think like as absolutely terrible as Batman and Robin is, like at least Mr. Freeze was fun to watch. He was probably the most fun part of Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
Where like the Joker wasn't like important to me in this movie, and I love the Joker clearly, but like it's.
I was more concerned with everybody else other than him.
So, all right, we're gonna put him at number. He's gonna be our new number. Fuck, what am I? 8, I think.
12, 16. I don't know. 3,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's gonna be our new number 9.
I swear I was right.
Oh my god, so many. Okay, now we're gonna talk about Batman himself. So right now our list is number 1, Christian Bale. Number 2, Michael Keaton. Number 3, Val Kilmer. Number 4, George Clooney. Where are we putting Will Arnett in this list?
I'm sorry, he got on my nerves, so this might be between you guys. Like, he really got on my nerves. Not like okay, I liked it, but there were times, like I said, it was just the whole I'm Batman thing, just kind of like, come on, dude.
I'd say number 4 between Kilmer and Clooney.
That's fine. I'm fine with it.
That's fine.
I'm not going to contest that one. Right. I'd put him at the bottom personally, but I'll take that.
I can't put anything. I can't put anyone below George Clooney. I'm sorry.
But he's so handsome. He added sex appeal to Batman.
He did. And finally, our final ranking is the films itself. Number 1 right now is The Dark Knight. Number 2 is Batman Begins. Number 3 is Batman Returns. Number 4 is Batman 89. Number 5 is The Dark Knight Rises. Number 6 is Batman Forever. And number 7 is Batman and Robin. Where are we putting the Lego Batman in our rankings for?
Better than Batman Forever and Batman and Robin.
I was gonna say put it above Batman,
Is that
Batman
okay? So
Forever.
it'll be our new number 6.
Yeah, because I could watch this movie again. Those other two, I would never watch again. Like unless I absolutely had to. I have no interest in seeing them again.
Okay. That's it. That's it for our rankings. We have one more movie to rank, and then I'm gonna make up a nice graphic with all of our rankings, and I'll post it on social media and all that stuff. So
It's
you guys
gonna
can
it's
all hate us and yell at us about why
it's gonna
Batman
have Parker
89
with
is
a
so low and everything.
yeah, it's gonna have Parker's frowny face on there. Like I didn't agree with this shit.
Why is Bane number 2?
Because you wanted to make this a democracy and not a dictatorship. It's exactly why it's number 2.
Okay, well.
He's like, I throw all your opinions out the window and I insert my own.
A little bit of what we're gonna be doing this week. We had a lot of content coming out this week. We have or a lot of content you guys can watch. It's already out by the time you watch this. We have our episode 5 of the Halo TV series review that came out on Monday. Tuesday will be our Bad Boys video debut. We only have 2 more of those.
Ooh.
Wednesday will be our fresh cut of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Thursday will be my review, or well, I mean, as I said, you guys have already seen, hopefully have seen all this stuff before you watch this. Yesterday's episode was my episode 5 review of Moon Knight. And then, of course, this will be out on Friday. And then next week will be very similar with a bunch of videos. Also, I do want to announce. You good?
Yeah.
I'm scared. Don't
No,
do it. I fear
I'm just
change.
reminding him of his thing that he says every week.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, you got the trademark. Yeah,
it has to be there.
Yeah. We also have to announce the film series that we will be covering.
Fuck! I'm not ready for this.
Not directly after we finish up with Batman. We are going to be doing some solo films. After Batman, we kind of want to do stuff that's not connected to a series. We have. I don't even know what we're doing. To be honest, I don't even know what movie we're going to be covering after the Batman as of right now. So it's kind of like up in the air. We'll figure it out. You guys will know by the time we record next week's episode. But this film series, when we get back to doing a series, will be The Terminator.
Oh, hey.
Terminator won our polls. We asked some people what they wanted during our live show, which never got recorded, but hey, it happened, everybody. For people who were there, thanks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also I did a Twitter poll. Terminator won, so we're going to be covering the Terminator franchise from good all the way to holy fuck, why is this still a thing?
And we get more Christian Bale.
We do, in a very underrated movie that people for some reason hate. I don't know why.
Fuck. Was the vote? Do you know if the vote was pretty one-sided?
It was close. There's only a few votes off from each other, so we're definitely going to be covering. I say we'll probably do Predator after Terminator, just to, since it was already up in the vote. I don't want to kind of have it disappear into obscurity until next year or whatever. I know there is a new Predator film coming out this year or maybe early next year, which looks awesome just from the concept of what it's all about.
Yeah, I've heard about this one.
If we can get those reviews, going during that time, that would be pretty cool too. But I know that there's not a new Terminator coming out anytime soon, so I don't care. Thank God, to be honest. We don't need any more.
Enjoy your Arnold for these next while.
Yeah.
Arnold.
I mean, we will be. So I know that we were going to be covering Anaconda at some point, and we're going to have special guests for that episode. But we don't have word.
Just kidding.
I'm just kidding. We don't have a solid date for it because we're still trying to work it out. So we can't announce when that's going to happen. But there's some other movies that I have ideas on, but I know, I'm going to, have them come up with some ideas as well. Cause I feel I don't want to be the one always picking the movies. I want them to throw some movies at me. So, we'll see what's going to be coming down the slate. I think we're going to slate an entire month of just doing individual movies, like one-offs, and then we'll hop into the Terminator probably June. So
Yeah, so stop subjecting us to her shitty ass movies. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
So
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's a very exciting time. But until next time, I am your host, Brett Parker. That is Dan and Angela of DNA Gaming. Wait, you got something to say? There we go. And we are Dissect That Film, and this has been the Dissect That Film podcast, episode 51. Goodbye.